Yes, hello friends. So, thugs steal private CCTV camera that recorded Gen Katumba assassination attempt. Yeah, that is the story that is in the news, that is really going on, that is unwinding about the attempted murder of Katumba Wamala that saw one of her daughter called Brenda Nabukenya killed, and I think was it the bodyguard or the driver, one of the two, was murdered. Now it is interesting on how Katumba Wamala's case is actually unfolding, but if at all you don't live in Uganda and maybe it is the first time you are following events in Uganda, assassinations and things like that, that's the only way you can believe such stories, because I can guarantee you that even the victim himself, I believe he doesn't believe this kind of stupidity. It is really interesting. I told people some time back that the way Museveni operates is, for the past 35 years, he doesn't want institutions to work. He doesn't want the health system to work. He doesn't want the education system to work. He doesn't want the security system to work. Nothing works in his system. So there is something we could call, I think, a systematic breakdown in terms of how his government operates. Now, what is really fascinating and annoying is the fact that it is the same script over and over again. It is the same suspects that are being arrested. It is the same judges. Nothing changes. Now, if nothing changes in Museveni's script, definitely it means that the outcomes are likely to be similar, number one. It means that the motives are the same in one way or the other. Now, there are two stories today that I want to cover about an update on Katumba Wamala's assassination. The CCTV that you see below is the one that was released by the Uganda Police Force that captured moments after Katumba Wamala was being assassinated, and there's two people who were on the bikes. Now those are the moments. Those were captured by a few private CCTVs, I think, as well as the Uganda Police Force CCTV or the city CCTV, whatever. And those cameras that you see, they are the ones that are being manned by the Uganda Police. Now, they are trying to tell us that investigations are still ongoing, but then this is a very interesting story, and you guys are really going to laugh. Don't laugh, please, because someone lost her life in this entire stuff, and the police is making a fool out of people, as well as turning this into a comedy kind of show. Interesting. Thugs steal private CCTV camera that recorded Gen Katumba assassination. Police have said, okay, according to the Nile Post, on the 1st of June 2021, unknown assailants moving on two motorcycles along Chisota Road sprayed the vehicle of Gen Katumba Wamala with bullets, killing his daughter and driver instantly, whereas he sustained injuries. However, according to police spokesperson Fred Enanga, because the road does not have any CCTV cameras erected, they sought to make use of cameras from private individuals and organizations in the area. Quote, "We appealed to public volunteers for private footage. One of the private footage from one of the schools we were following along Sewagala Road was stolen. What happened with that camera was that the person responsible didn't have the keys at the time and asked us to return the following day. Coincidentally, there are thugs who broke into the school that night and items stolen, including the CCTV cameras." Enanga told journalists on Monday. He, however, explained that same night, police officers on a patrol from Kira Road Police Station arrested the suspects who had broken into the school, and some of the items recovered were the CCTV cameras. According to Enanga, police cyber unit is trying to recover the footage from the camera. Police spokesperson, however, dismissed as untrue reports that the CCTV cameras in the question were the ones belonging to the police. It is not true that the spy cameras from the national CCTV grid were stolen as reported by some sections of the media, said. He asked the journalists to always seek clarity when reporting on such issues to avoid misleading and causing panic among the members of public. Now, this is a very common line from Mr. Enanga, and we all know very well who Enanga is. Enanga is that person who comes out to always vaccinate, not even vaccinate, but to always, he's some sort of a fixer, like to give a good image to the police, and to, like, he can handle any situation. Now, what is interesting is this. Number one, wherever Katumba Wamala is, I think he's likely to resign from the post of Minister of Works and Transport, and he's likely going to start doing his own private investigations, because the pain he feels to go through such a kind of situation while these men are playing with the life of his daughter and coming out and telling people such stupid stories. Now, this is what happened. There are two narratives. There are two stories. One story says, because they said that the CCTV footage was stolen. Now, apparently we didn't know what CCTV footage. But rumors on social media were saying that the CCTV footage that was stolen was the one on the national grid. That is, from the Uganda police. The one, the CCTV they man, the one on streets and places of different areas. That CCTV was, the footage was stolen. Some say the footage was wiped off the hard drives. Number one. Number two. By saying that the CCTV footage was wiped off the CCTV grid, or it was manipulated, what that means is that police is in for trouble, because the people who were manning the CCTV at that day were arrested by the police and taken off duty on the orders of Museveni. Now, in order to clear their image, Enanga and the team have resorted to come out to clarify, quote unquote, by saying that, look here guys, we went out there and told the people to provide us with information. First of all, Uganda police can never appeal for information. If they know that you have anything that is going to come out and show this kind of stuff, or even if you are a suspect, the way they arrest you, they would come in drones. Arrest you, beat you up, and take everything away by force. If at all they are interested, if at all they want to cover up, that's how they do things. They can never say that, oh, okay, we shall be patient and come back tomorrow. Where? Uganda police? That they appealed to the public? You remember there is a 14-year-old boy that they arrested in conjunction with Katumba Wamala's assassination. So they said that, oh, look here, guys, we appealed to for volunteers to give us private footages. Number one, Ugandans are very scared about the Uganda police because of its brutality, that no one can even be willing to come out and do what? And give information or anything. Because they know if you go and give information at police posts in Uganda, you become the prime suspect. You can't leave the police post. You find yourself the next day in a courtroom being charged for the murder of Katumba Wamala. And we know these things have happened. So now the other narrative that they are talking about is that they appealed to the public, and there is this gentleman of a private school who had the footage. And then that gentleman reached out to the police and told them, look here guys, I have a footage, and you should come and pick it up. But the day when they came to pick up the footage, the gentleman had forgotten the keys. The day they went, after appealing to the public, this gentleman tells them, look here guys, I have the footage. Please come and pick it. And then they reach the room, the CCTV room. I've forgotten the keys. But can you see what is on the footage? Yes, let me play it for you. But I've forgotten the keys. Was it a false call or what? Okay, now he had forgotten the keys. After forgetting the keys, he asked them to return the following day. When he gets the keys, the headmaster of the school, whatever. So it looks like the headmaster goes with the keys at home of the entire school, which is interesting. Now, on that very day that the headmaster was to give these people the footage, they steal the footage. The footage all of a sudden, Phipps realized that, look here guys, there is a footage there that police is looking for, and I think that if we give it to police, they will give us some good money. Let us go and steal. Coincidentally, bang! The thieves pounce on the school, and guess what? Of all things that they steal in the school, desks, chairs, computers, they steal the CCTV. I don't know what they stole. Maybe they stole the entire CCTV system, or they stole the hard drives, or they stole those. I don't know why someone would go after a CCTV. Okay, that is to cover their tracks. That is also right. But I don't know why someone would go in an entire school where there are so many computers and hard drives and just go for a CCTV camera. That they know that this CCTV actually, they don't know maybe, but this CCTV is the one that the police was looking for a day before. Number one, two things. I'm going to break it down. So coincidentally, the thugs broke into the school that night and items were stolen, including CCTV cameras. Items were stolen, quote unquote. Now, however, another coincidence happened. On that same night when this stuff was stolen, police officers who were on a patrol arrested two men who had in their possession a CCTV camera. What a coincidence. Like 4 coincidences happened on the same day. Now, the camera that they got, look here. I don't know what narrative you want to take, ladies and gentlemen, right? If we are to go with the first narrative, everything comes back to the same thing. That someone is covering their tracks. Someone has wiped the evidence. That's what it comes down to. Because in the first argument, we saw that someone wiped the footage of the CCTV grid within the police. Right? And the police denied that. But then these police officers come up with a story that it involves a private school with the CCTV footage. They go to pick up the CCTV footage. The person doesn't have the key on that day. He tells them to come back the following day. They come back the following day. Coincidentally, someone breaks into the school. They steal the CCTV. On that same day, a police officer who were on patrol arrested these two people in possession of the same CCTV. Now, this is my issue with these two theories, especially with the second one. The first people that should be arrested are these two police officers that went to reach out to the school. This is why people don't come out and give out evidence. Because if you give out evidence in Uganda, my friend, you're putting yourself in trouble. You are much safer to get that evidence and put it on social media, throw it out there for people to see, just like you had captured something. So this means that it was an inside job within the security apparatus of Uganda, or within the police as well as the military. Because why would you go to pick up a CCTV, the person tells you that he has no keys on that day? Then you use that as an advantage and you come back the following night and steal. So why would these are the prime suspects. The police, in everything, they are the suspects. Another scenario happened when our sister Brenda Nabukenya was killed by the police patrol vehicle. When people asked for the CCTV footage, they literally told us that there was no electricity in that area, so the CCTVs were not working because the electricity was off as a cover-up. Now, on this particular incident, they are saying that this private person his CCTV, it has so much mumbo jumbo that we cannot even put together, but only just to laugh. The truth of the matter is, these people are wiping evidence. People within the system, people within the security system, are the ones that made an attempt on Katumba Wamala's life. Katumba Wamala cannot be happy. I don't think that he is happy with this kind of foolery that is happening, especially when someone put 56 bullets in his daughter's body. Now, to follow up on that story as well, there is this story of two people who are remanded over Gen Katumba Wamala's death, foiled assassination as well as daughter's death and driver. Now, this gentleman here, he was arrested in 3 previous high-profile murders in Uganda, one of Kawesi, one of Major Chigundu, and so on and so forth. Now, this is what they say. It's called the Nyazi Yusuf, Sheikh Nyazi Yusuf. 2 people have been remanded to Chitaria government prisons on charges of murdering daughter and driver of Works and Transport Minister Katumba Wamala. The 2 are Hussein Ismail Selubula, also known as Imam Muto, a boda rider, and a resident of Nakuwadde, Bulenga in Wakiso district, and Sheikh Yusuf Nyazi Siraji, a herbalist, a resident of Chanja village, Nakawa division in Kampala district. The duo has been charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder before Nakawa Chief Magistrate's Court, presided over Douglas Singiza Karikona. Court heard that the 2 accused persons and others are still at large on June 1st Kisasi zone in Kampala district murdered Brenda Natongo and Sergeant Haruna Kayondo. The court has also charged the accused persons with Katumba Wamala's attempted murder. According to the charge sheet, Gen Katumba Wamala survived the assassination attempt with gunshot injuries from which he is still recovering from. The 2 accused persons were not allowed to say anything about the charges against them. These capital offences attract a maximum of the death sentence upon conviction and can only be tried by the High Court. They were remanded up to 3rd August 2021 when they will return to court for further mention of the case. State Attorney Babla Chomugija said investigations into the matter are still ongoing. One of the accused persons, Yusuf Nyazi, is not new to the press and charges of murder. Nyazi, who was arrested on June 16, 2021, has been aligned in court for allegedly murdering now a 7th person. The 5 others whom the government alleges that he murdered are Major Chigundu and his bodyguard Stephen Mukasa, Felix Kawesi and his driver Godfrey Mambewa, and bodyguard Kenneth Erau. Now, Sheikh Nyazi, to be honest, I think this gentleman is a good marksman. He belongs in the military. Why don't they just recruit him and make him stop committing these murders? If I was the police officer, or if I was the police in Uganda and the military, I would literally just hire this gentleman and tell him, look here man, stop killing all these people. Let us come to an agreement, okay? You're a very good marksman. You have killed 7 people so far. This time you killed Katumba Wamala's daughter. We are going to give you a job. You're going to become the bodyguard of Museveni or something like that because you are so good at your job. I think that's what they should do with this guy, instead of just coming with him all the time and parading him. Because what this is going to mean is this, ladies and gentlemen, that, number one, either Sheikh Nyazi is in cahoots, which is very, very hard for me to believe, depending on how you see it. Maybe he's in cahoots with these people, that whenever a murder comes up, you're going to be the scapegoat, and this is what is in for you. And then we kill the case over, we kill it off, and definitely the case just dies out completely, and no one cares a lot, and no one cares at all. Now, there is 2 problems in this particular case. That the target survived. The target survived. So, whether these are gimmicks or games with Sheikh Nyazi, which I don't believe, trust me, the target survived. So the target is going to follow up. So now, the roundup is going to be big, convictions are going to be big, and we are going to see more murders, whereby this thing is going to just kind of escalate itself so that it fizzles out what initially happened. Because the entire attempt on Katumba Wamala's life has the hallmarks of an inside job that is within the state. That someone wanted Katumba Wamala dead. Now, it means if you link these two stories of these people being remanded, as well as the CCTV footage, either these people actually, of course, they have the wrong people. The right people who are supposed to be chased after are the people who stole the CCTV footage, who wiped the CCTV footage on the CCTV grid. Those are the people you're supposed to go for. So what this means is these are scapegoats, and in my own conclusions, they are covering tracks by appealing to people who saw anything, and these people are weak links. So, two things that is likely to happen to more evidence that they are gathering. Wipe up the evidence. Tell the people to keep quiet. Second, make up your own evidence using the existing evidence. For example, arrest a 17-year-old boy and force him to say that these are the two people he saw. Not even Katumba Wamala can know who the assailants are. Not even the people who survived in his car can tell you that these are the people. But just the bystanders are the ones who can say, oh yeah, those are the ones. Because they are implanting evidence in them to pin these two individuals. Now, the other issue is that whoever has evidence and refuses to play ball, those ones have to be eliminated. Because this thing is an inside job. There's no doubt about it. That's why you see that even Ugandans are not believing all this kind of stuff. But for me, my pain goes out to Gen Katumba Wamala, that they are now playing games with his daughter and with the loss that he faced at the beginning of this month. So guys, that's all for me today. We are following the story and we shall keep you updated, because these guys, they want such stories to die out. They have deleted the CCTV. They already have suspects who to them are already guilty before they are even convicted, whatever. For them, what they do is, first you are guilty, then afterwards they start doing investigations. That's how things operate in Uganda. At first you're guilty, and then the investigations can follow and take you to court and all kinds of stuff. That's what we are seeing here. But I told you this is a very big game that even involves the Congo, involves the taking troops to Congo and things of that sort. So Katumba Wamala, I don't know if he believes all this crap, but it is really sad times. You would rather not investigate the death of my daughter than doing such fake and vague, stupid investigations. Have a blessed one.